Hello, welcome to It's Your Life. I'm your host, Dr. James J.C. Coley, and wow, wow. We got an absolutely fantastic show coming your way today. And, I tell you, a lot of times we talk to ourselves, not like crazy or nothing like that, but, just talk to yourself, uh, trying to encourage or whatever that is, like, I shouldn't have went there. Maybe I want to go there, or maybe I want to do this. As long as we're having confident, positive conversations with ourselves, it could be very, very good because what you think about yourself is so important on how others are also going to see you. If you think negatively about yourself, you're going to show a negative side. You think positive about yourself, you're going to show that. If you love yourself, that's going to show as well. So we got this absolutely fantastic guest coming on. They've been on quite a few times, and she has her own television show as well. And it's always a pleasure having her on the show. But I can't do anything without introducing the executive producer and the co-host, Dr. Michelle Cooley. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm excited about the show today. She's one of our favorite. I mean, she's just a doll. She only is. She's a doll. She's so positive and energetic. And I love this topic she's going to be discussing today. What are you saying to you about you? Sometimes I don't think people really realize their self-talk because it's been so habitual for most of their life, and that you have to be mindful of what you say about yourself, even when you make mistakes. Um, there's a quote in the Bible that says, "Life and death is in the power of the tongue." So I'm not gonna get too much into it now, but perfect example is like if you make a mistake, don't say, "Oh my gosh, I am an idiot." No, you say, "Wow, that was an idiotic thing that was done." Don't put it on yourself. But I'll let her talk about it. So I ain't okay. Revamp. The title of the show is "What Are You Saying to You About You?" So we're having a discussion with military veteran, television host, best-selling author, and transformational speaker, Dr. Stacey Bulluck, and we're understanding the power of self-talk and talk about that phrase "sticks and stones." I mean, what does it really mean? And does words really hurt? And how words can dismantle you, and many more. So Dr. Stacey Bulluck, wow, what can we say about her? She's the president and CEO of Order Steps Incorporated, a nonprofit serving homeless women and formerly incarcerated women veterans, best-selling author, transformational speaker, certified John Maxwell leadership coach, a civil servant, and ordained evangelist. She is an Army veteran, having served a little under 18 years, where she advanced to the rank of staff sergeant. She's compassionate, whose mission is to help others reach their full potential through the power of resilience. Thus, the reason she began coaching men and women ages 35 to 45. She is the international and national television host of Tools for Everyday Living, live on E360 TV. So let's bring her on, Dr. Stacey Bulluck.
How you doing, Doc? How you doing?
I'm happy today.
Great. How are you all doing?
Doing good.
Well, anytime we have you on the show, Doc, I mean, that just brighten up our day even more. So, and because we all know that you're going to bring it, you're going to educate some people out there, you're going to enlighten some folks out there, and you're going to make people better. So welcome back to the show. Welcome back.
Thank you so much for having me. It is always a pleasure for me to come on your show. As I always say, you and Michelle are family. This is a bond that was put together by God, and it can't be broken.
It's never going to be broken. No. And you know what? You mentioned put together by God. God brings people together for a reason. And sometimes you bring people together for one season. But Stace, you ain't going nowhere. Me and Michelle, we become stalkers. Like we got to see Stacy. We got to talk to Stacy. Hey Stacy, well, first of all, why don't you tell our viewers and listeners a little bit about you that probably haven't seen you on my show before, and also a little bit about your show because I think Tools for Everyday Living, everybody needs to be tuning into that.
Oh, right. That would be wonderful. A little bit about me. Dr. Michelle mentioned that I am a compassionate person. And that is one of my main threads that I always want to demonstrate compassion because it will give others an opportunity to grow, give others an opportunity to see themselves different. I remember being a supervisor of, it was probably about 75 people, and everybody's story is different. And so when they come in and they're not 100% ready for the day, as a leader, I must be able to show them compassion, to let them know that I genuinely care about their well being. And that will then, in turn, ignite. And that's another attribute that I have. I believe I am an igniter of people. And so they'll be ignited to still put forth their best effort that day.
Wow, Anita, that's saying you certainly are that. Hey, Stacey, why don't you tell our viewers and listeners about some accolades you just received recently? Can you talk to our viewers and listeners about that?
Yes, absolutely. So, I recently received an honorary doctorate in philosophy from the School of Business from TIUA. Shout out Dr. Mohair and TIUA. And along with that, a surprise came that I received a lifetime achievement, presidential lifetime achievement award, which just, it almost blew me away. I was like, what? Because, when you do something for so long, Dr. Cooley, when you put forth your efforts to contribute to this world for so long, and you sometimes think it might go unnoticed, but then somebody will pop up and recognize you, and it just makes me feel fulfilled, like, okay, you're on the right road, keep going, girl, don't stop, keep serving people, keep putting forth great efforts to make an impact on this world. That's, and let me not forget, you asked me about my show, Tools for Everyday Living. It is a fantastic show. It
It
gives
is.
me the opportunity to, like I just said, impact the world because it is streaming on so many platforms. You can't miss it. And one of the easiest platforms is to go to my YouTube channel, Tools for Everyday Living. Watch, you can binge watch all the shows that will empower you, that will give you encouragement, instructions. It might even step on your toes a little bit, but that'll make you realize that, oh, wait a minute, I'm still alive. I can still feel. So that gives you an opportunity to make some adjustments.
It's a absolutely fantastic show and well deserved doctorate degree, well deserved the Lifetime Achievement Awards. And God just got started with you, Stacey. He just started. I mean, you're such a wonderful person, such a positive mindset, and such a giving individual that great things are going to continue to come your way. So hey,
Thank you so much. I receive every word you say, and I'm telling you, you and Michelle are one of the greatest gifts that God has blessed me with. I couldn't even have my own blood family members sometimes don't. live up to this.
And vice versa. You blessing us every day. Michelle did mention something earlier. We have about 2 minutes before the break. She talked about this thing, sticks and stones. Sticks and stones. I think it's sticks and stones may break my bones, but words would never hurt me. What are your thoughts on that?
That is the biggest lie ever told. Because words, they somehow have a way of navigating themselves to people, places, positions. There's certain positions that we're supposed to be in life, and we wonder, well, how come I'm not there yet? Or why is it taking me so long or so much effort to get there? Well, what are you speaking to it? What are you allowing others to speak to it? Words, they have this ability to invoke emotions. So if I say something to you, you're never going to amount to anything, and now you take that on, that means that you're now taking on this persona that you're nothing. And that's not true. That is a lie. We are all here for a purpose. We have a purpose to serve and contribute. I always say, this is your rent to the earth. Your purpose is your rent. That's how you pay for being here, that we get things accomplished. One of my life mission statement is that I help others fulfill their potential. That helps me fulfill mine, because that's why I'm here. I have the gift of exhortation and encouragement and a teacher. And so those three combined help me to help others understand that words make a difference. Words change us. And I'm not going to go too far, because there's some stuff that I could say, but I think we might get to it later.
Hold that thought. We got to take a station break. We're going to come back. We're going to pick it up and talk about the topic, the title of the show today. And I'll tell you, whichever platform you're watching us on, if you want to be part of the conversation, all you have to do is go to that platform, ask any questions in the comments. I promise you, we'll get you an answer. It's your life. We'll see you shortly after the break.
I never wanna leave. Yeah, I'm right where I wanna be. We got something you and me, and I can't get rid of this feeling. Just like a magnet, we're just like a magnet. The things we have can be taken for granted. Now I know that it has always been you. I can't help it, I'm so drawn to you. Just like a magnet, we're just like a magnet. The things we have can be taken for granted. Now I know that it has always been you. I can't help it, I'm so drawn to you. Hey, I'm so drawn to you. I'm so drawn to you. Yeah.
Really get a chance to know who you are. And once you know who you are, you truly know who you are, love who you are. Love who you are. You're a masterpiece. Love who you are. Love who you were born to be. Love me some me. That's what I'm talking about. When you leave high school, you gotta know today or tomorrow, or hopefully today, what your plans are. Hopefully, there is no bad decision unless there is no plan. Create, collaborate, commit with confidence. Commit with what? Commit with what? In everything that you do.
back to the James Cooley Show. It's Your Life. Yeah, and I tell you, absolutely fantastic guest that I got on today. Always bring it, always excitement, always love. And, she step in the room and lighten up everybody that's in there. You might already be happy or joyful, but when you come in contact with Stacy, it just tenfold. And that's the effect that she has, and believing in yourself. Like I said, sometimes talking to yourself is not bad. As long as you don't talk to yourself and you start answering questions and that's kind of a little odd, but I think that what a person thinks, it shows what you do. If you speak it and it's not right, I'm talking about in where it's gonna bring positivity to not just you, but others that are around you. That's just is not healthy in so many ways. Stacey, I want to talk about the title. What are you saying to you about you? Can you please tell our viewers and our listeners, first of all, why you came up with that title and just break it down to them?
What are you saying to you about you? When you say words about yourself, you see, the body is really not savvy enough to determine whether these words are empowering or disempowering. So when we begin to speak out words, they find a place to land. And when they land, then they begin to grow and produce what you said. So if you say something negative, that's what's going to grow and produce negative. If you say something positive, it's going to grow and produce positive. It's going to have a great outcome. There's a result to what you say about you. What you say out of your mouth is what's in your heart and what you believe about yourself. The Bible says that as a man thinketh, so is he. So what are you thinking? And if we want to go into, different theologies, not theologies, different methodologies, it's called meta thinking. And that means think about what you are thinking about. Take time to listen to yourself. Because if you are continually repeating negative statements to yourself, that's what's going to be produced. And what I want to say about back to the sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. The words that we speak, they strike in a significant place. And that significant place is in our soul. And when those words strike your soul, that's going to say to your soul, your place of intellect, emotions, your will, that's your soul. And that's going to say, "Oh, I'm a great person. I'm a great basketball player. I'm a great writer. I am a great musician." Or are you striking your soul with beating yourself down? You're no good. You're not going to be good for anything. You can't accomplish this. So, yes, these words, what are you saying to you about you?
You mentioned I call it the EIW, emotions, intellect, and your will. And that is so true. That makes up a soul. One soul, one soul. But sometimes we let the flesh, which is opposite of that, because Stacey, you know just as well as I do, if you are locked in the emotion, intellect, and the will, the positive side of the God, you can't do wrong. If you're on the other side, when you allow the flesh to control everything that you do, you make extremely bad decisions and you start degrading yourself.
Mhm.
And I believe once you start doing that, and if you don't get a hold of yourself real soon, because just like you said, if you think it, that's you. I mean, if you think you're no good and you ain't worth nothing, and you saying it to yourself, well, you might as well just tell everybody, well, I, I'm not that. I, I can't think that way. I know
Right.
I'm a child of the Most High God, and I know that He provided purpose for me.
Yes.
And part of the purpose is uplifting others, but also staying, um, I would say, staying in your lane
Mhm.
and maintaining positivity. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Absolutely. So, you know, I can't jump out here and be a chef. I can cook, but I'm not a chef because that's not my lane. So don't jump up and try to tell yourself something that you're really not either. Or try to make it appear that you are this when we're not there yet. But don't beat yourself up if you're striving and you're on the journey to get to a higher level, to your best self, is what they say nowadays. And what does that mean? My best self. That means that for me, Stacy, put together some goals and plans. This is what I had to do in writing my next book. I had to say, Stacy, every day for this amount of time, for this amount of days, you're going to write this amount, these amounts of words. And I had to set those parameters for myself because you know what? In me setting those parameters and me speaking what I want to accomplish, that gives me direction. We have to give ourselves direction. If we just wander around here aimlessly, that's what's going to we'll accomplish aimlessness. Nothing. We'll just be walking around in somebody else's wheelhouse. For my federal government position, I had to determine what when questions came in, what part of the program does this go to? And in determining that, I would send it over to them and then get the right answer back. Woo, did you hear what I said?
I heard you.
So if we are trying to get an answer that we're not programmed for, I'm not programmed to be a neurosurgeon. I don't, first of all, I don't like that much blood. I don't want to spend that much time in school. So that's just not something for me. And you know what? I'm gonna give this little small example and get out the way. My daughter, she went to school, she was pre-med and in college, got a full ride scholarship. Second semester, she dropped out. As a mother, I'm like, you didn't even have to take the MCATs. You would have been accepted to medical school, blah, 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 blah. But guess what? She did not want to be a doctor. She is one of the best counselors for girls that I know of, and she loves it. But she didn't want to be a doctor. That wasn't her lane. So she couldn't even speak positivity to herself. So it's very important that we figure out what our purpose is, get to doing it, because time is not waiting on you, and fulfill it. And you'll be excited about it. Yes, it's going to be a process. I think, James, we had a show called Life is a Process.
Yes. Yes.
And we got to make sure that we follow the blueprint, the processes. No, neither one of us said that you would be perfect, nor are we. But guess what? We are striving to be the best at what we do. And that's all we can ask for.
You strive to be the best you that you can be.
Yes.
And just like you mentioned earlier, when you going out being the best you, just doing the things from the heart,
Mm-hmm.
you don't know if anybody is watching you. When you get recognized for certain things, like, wow, so somebody paid attention to what I was doing, and somebody, wow, I did not know that. But you
Right.
know why? Because you do it from the heart.
Yes.
And sometimes we have to be, we criticize ourselves in a sense, but not in a negative way. We make a
Not
mistake.
tearing down.
Yeah. And we make a mistake and we're like, oh, learn from that one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to do that again. A poll just like what Michelle said, you dumb person, you dumb. You're talking to yourself. And you can't do that. So we got about 2 minutes before the break, but can you tell, I want you to start this.
Mm-hmm.
What is empowering self-talk?
Empowering self-talk. I mean, they talk about it all the time nowadays. Affirmations. I can, I will, and not that I can, I will negative. I can accomplish my goal. I can finish school. I can lose certain amount of pounds if that's what you want to do. I can reach the Olympics. I am a great technician. You know, these are words that we need to say to ourselves. Self-talk is so powerful. And I know you said we had a limited time, but when we come back, there's 3 C's of self-talk that I want to bring up
Hold that
to
thought. Hold that thought,
Mhm.
because I want to hear it. I tell you. I know you are excited already. All you do is just pick up, just go to whichever platform you're watching us on. Ask this great doctor, Dr. Stacy, any questions that you might have, or just join in on the conversation. I will get you. I'll get you on there. I'll get to you. But you got to believe in yourself. We'll be back shortly after the break. Is your life.
I've seen a smile convey I love you. I'm proud of who you are. The one that keeps us close when we're apart. Walking from the darkness of all that we've been through. It seems that there might be a way to leave behind the loneliness we've known and live again life of
Dr. James J.C. Cooley from the United States of America, and I am here to just say, first of all, I'm so happy and honored to be on it, to be in the Coffee Book 2023, Unified Brain Z, and the other organizations. Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to be a part of this collection. Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life, and I was just sitting here doing a commercial break, just thinking about all of the things that Dr. Stacy was talking about. And just like I mentioned, many of us, we've been told you're crazy if you talk to yourself. You're only crazy if you talk to yourself and you answer yourself back. And you just have a conversation there. But in order to be the best you that you can be, you have to understand who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And we all are going to make mistakes. Like Dr. Stacy mentioned, we're not perfect. But being able to understand that's a mistake that we can fix.
Mm-hmm.
And we can fix that with our mindset. Sometimes we have to change our mindset in order to do this. And sometimes, just like I was asking Dr. Stacy right before the break, is empowering self-talk. And I can't wait to hear about these 3 C's and 8 D's and 12 T's. So it's back to you, Dr. Stacy.
As I always do, when there's a topic that is intriguing to me and I believe that it'll help somebody else, I study. I go and I research and gather valuable information, because there's a lot of information out there, but it may not all be valuable. But this that I found is extremely simple and easy to hold on to. And the 3C method: catch yourself. Catch yourself just simply means pay attention to you. When we talk about these things and changing your mindset, we understand that it is not overnight, but it is your responsibility to catch yourself when you begin to make statements that are not going to build you or empower you. We want to always make sure we are empowering ourselves. The second one is check yourself. Discipline yourself. Don't wait for somebody to come along and say, oh, you shouldn't, that's probably not going to work out well for you. As we talked about a few minutes ago, we're going to make mistakes. And when we make them, we learn from them. And that way we are able to, when things come up again, check yourself. Oh, no, wait a minute. That did not work out well for me last time. So let me not go down that road again. Train your mind to think higher, to think better. And when we train our mind, it all of a sudden we'll realize, guess what? When things come negative, it will be such an automatic response for us to turn it around to a positive, because life is going to show up. Keep living. It's going to show up. The third one is to change. Dr. Cooley said it just a few seconds ago. Change. Be willing to change. Be willing to say, oh, I need to do that different. Don't let your pride get in the way and cause you to fall. Make sure that you have a will to change, that you have a heart that is pliable, that is can be molded and shaped to better. That's it for that.
I love it. Get yourself, check yourself, change yourself. Meaning a shift in one's thought.
Yes.
Because if well, that's how it always been. Everybody in my family believe that, I believe that. I'm not gonna change. You're gonna fail. You're gonna fail.
Yes.
Because what happened yesterday, day 4 yesterday and all that, it's probably not the way it's gonna happen today or tomorrow, because things change, technology change, everything change, people change, the world change.
Absolutely.
Wow. I'm gonna have to, Dr. Stacy, I hate to tell you that I just stole your 3 C's.
That's all right.
Go along with my 4 C's. That was incredible. Wow. So what is it important why it's so important that people understand the power of change, the power of, well, I don't want to do this because I'm gonna have to put a little bit more work in it, and I don't want to put no more work in it. I'd rather be like I am. Most of the time, if you want to stay like you are, you might well go get in the corner somewhere and just turn the light off and just look at the corner. Can you talk about that a little bit?
You know what? You hit the nail on the head. Just going on and sit in the corner. When I was driving to California a few years ago, I was driving at the time through Texas, and I was looking out into the desert, and my first thought was, "Oh, there's nothing out there." Wrong. My mindset, because of the training, had quickly switched it to, there's cactus out there. There are animals out there that thrive in the desert. So, I had to quickly change my mindset to think different about what I was looking at. Woo! So sometimes people look at this situation, and I might have got away from your question. We can come back to it. But that's it. The power of how we think about what we see, because that is going to be, that's going to dictate what comes out through us, comes out of our mouth. So when we speak stuff out of our mouth, we have to make sure that we are always making sure that it is beneficial, that it is something that is going to guide us in the right direction, to get us to another level, if you will, of being great. Because we are all great. We all have greatness on the inside of us. But yes, we must go through the process of building it, sometimes creating the thing that's going to make it better. Why do we have so many inventions? Because somebody was creating for things to get better. Like you said, things change all the time. Technology changes. It used to be every 3 months. It's probably every 3 days now. But things change.
You mentioned the 3 C's that we just put up there, and you add that with my 4 C's. My 4 C's are create, collaborate, commit, with confidence.
Yes.
Confidence. You a person had to be comfortable, have to have confidence in themselves in order to move forward. Now, I use this analogy that, and I mentioned this on the show yesterday when I had Tim Grant on, and kind of messed them up with the analogy because you always want to move forward, right? Moving forward. Moving backwards is a negative thing. And I mentioned to him, I said, the frog is always moving forward. You might stop, but you're moving forward. A frog is incapable of hopping backwards. Wow. He can't hop backwards.
Wow.
It's always a forward move. Now, if he want to go backwards, what he had to do is continue to hop, turn, 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 and then hop. I mean, to him, it's still moving forward.
Right. Right.
I believe that our mindset has to be kind of like the frog, moving forward. And not turn around. Oh, I'm going backwards. Last year was like this, and the year before that, and 10 years ago. You're in the past. And I believe that the power of self-talk, the power of influence, the power of a positive attitude, the power of the 3 C's that you just identified. Check yourself, catch yourself, change yourself. And you add the 4 C's, create, collaborate, commit with confidence. That mindset is a winning. It's a winning attitude. What are your thoughts about that, Dr. Stacey?
Every day is we have to have this winning attitude because all right. So I like sports and I like football more than anything. And I always, when my team even gets a half a yard, the first thing that comes to my mind is they move forward. They did not lose yardage. It did not matter that they did not get the whole 10 yards at one time. They did move forward and gain to heading towards their goal. So since they were heading towards their goal, guess what? The mindset said to them, oh, I can be optimistic. Oh, I can have confidence. And research shows that when we begin to speak positively to ourselves, it improves our self-esteem. So when we have this self-esteem, steam moving forward, that again, that winning attitude, we can't be stopped. When you believe that you win, nothing will stop you. And that is so key in gaining momentum in life. We always got, and key word, movement, momentum, forward.
That's what, we got to take a station break, but wow. You put a different spin on it. And I hope that since you moved to Texas, that you might become a Dallas Cowboy fan or a Houston, Texas fan.
Are we still on the air?
We're going to take a station break and we're going to come back and pick it up. We got another segment with this absolutely fantastic guest. And if you want to be part of the conversation, all right, let's go to the platform that you're watching us on, ask any question that you might have. And I promise you, we'll get you an answer. Also, when we come back, we're also going to talk about Stacy show, tools for everyday living, because everything that she putting out here, you can check her out. I mean, it's an amazing show. And it will change your life. So we're going to take a station break. Remember, it is your life. We'll see you shortly after the break. Hello, welcome back to Issue Life. Wow, amazing, amazing conversation with Dr. Stacey Bulluck. Absolutely amazing. And I know this young lady. I am learning so much from this conversation that we having today. And you know what? I think we might have to do a part 2 on this one because I, every time I have Stacy on, it is so powerful. And most of the time we try to 20, 25 questions. But guess what? We never get past 7. The power of a powerful guest. And Stacey, I'm sure on your show is like that as well. You have a
You're
guest
right.
that's powerful and that's make you want to say, and then the conversation go back and forth. That's power of television. That's power of radio. But most important, that's the power of confidence. Confidence in who you are. Confidence in who you bring on your show to share their thoughts with others. So just like Stacy and I, we're very, very picky about who we have on the show, on our shows, representing because they're representing us. And we only want to bring joy and happiness in your world. So, Stacey, can you talk about that a little bit? And can you tell our viewers and listeners what would they get from Tools for Everyday Living?
Tools for everyday living. 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Friday on E360 TV. Let me tell you, when you come and sit at the table, that's what I'll say. Bring your fork, your knife, your spoon. Bring every utensil. Make sure you bring your pen and paper so you can take you some notes and have an open heart and a willingness to listen and change, because you're going to get some tools that is going to help you stay focused in accomplishing your life goals. You're going to get some tools to empower you to be determined to fulfill your goals. You will want to get to your final result of that goal, and then begin to set more and more. You'll want to keep going. You'll realize, guess what? Life needs fixing sometimes. And Tools for Everyday Living is a show that will help you gain the necessary resources that you'll need to be successful in life. We all get to a point where it's like, oh, wait a minute, I don't know what to do next. Even if you're a billionaire, you probably got some folks around you that will guide you into what you need to do next. But none of us walking around here on earth in this flesh suit have all the answers. So you have to go somewhere to get some direction. So you might as well join Tools for Everyday Living, because you will get
always
some
tune
direction.
in. I had to get my fix, so I'm tuning in, learning. You have some absolutely fantastic guests, and you know every guest that I have seen on this show is positive, and they have a message to share. So, Stacey,
Mhm.
we got 3 minutes left in this show. For the people out here that are looking and watching the show, and they have lost confidence in themselves, but after listening to this, they ask the question, how can I how can I regain? How can I regain
Mm,
self-confidence? What would you tell
yeah.
them?
I would tell them to be your biggest fan. Be your biggest fan, your biggest cheerleader. Nobody is going to come and hold your hand through the full process of life. It's just not going to happen. There are going to be some days where you're going to feel like have been isolated. But I remember, it just popped up in my head, taught on there's power in the wilderness. When you feel like you are in a dry place, don't look at it like that. Begin to change your mindset and ask the questions. Speak the positivity. I am here in this position to learn this. And I'm going to learn it. I'm going to grasp hold, and I'm going to hold on to it like a pit bull until I accomplish my result. So don't get down on yourself. Be your biggest cheerleader. Rah, rah, sis goomba. Let's go. Let's get it.
Stacey, tell them again about how can they watch your show? How can they get in touch with you? Um, Time and dates. Your show is every Friday, 4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. 7. Tell them one more time.
Every Friday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on E360 TV. Just go and download the app, just like you downloaded Hulu and Netflix. Download E360 TV and turn to the Positive Vibrations channel and look for tools for everyday living. And it's your life.
Hey, Stace, it's always a pleasure having you on the show. We're out of time right now, but I just want to thank you. And me and Michelle, now we got reason to come and visit uh, people in Houston, because you are a little sister. And, we once you get settled in, I'm telling you, we're going to hit the road, So I want to thank you for taking the time to come on the show. You got an open invitation anytime. I'd like to thank Dr. Michelle Cooley for putting together another, this it's a recurring thing, another absolutely fantastic show. But most importantly, I'd like to thank our viewers, our listeners, for tuning into the James Cooley Show. Kind of like that rings. It's your life. Always remember to dream big, think big, and be big at everything that you do. We'll be back tomorrow. Same time, same place. It's your life.